Alright, so I've been hearing a lot of things about the economy, poor management, and all that shit, and how there's no jobs. People can't really support themselves, and businesses are not giving other businesses living wages. There is poor management. Actually, the world is poorly managed, but what all right. So there's a lot of people saying, all right, so we're working hard, we're making money, and we just can't seem to make a living wage. You can't seem to make any money. Back in the days, you used to be able to like work at a grocery store and bag things, and you would be able to provide for a family of 4 and all that shit. The thing, this is what I started to realize in life. This is what it took. It's still taking me hard. It's still hard for me to swallow, but this is the closest to the truth that I can get. Turns out in life, you really are responsible for your own actions. You're responsible for more than what you think. I did not know, man, I'm just so, how the hell do you even say it? I'm just so, the opposite of ahead of the game. I'm so behind the game. I'm so behind the game. My parents are behind the game. My grandparents were behind the game. There's this game that's been played, that everybody is playing, and it is a game because no one has to play it, no one has to do it, but everyone is collectively playing the game, and that is the game of life, of making money, succeeding, and making your dreams come true. Chasing that carrot. That's the game. It's almost like the game of Monopoly. We're playing the game of Monopoly. Now, we don't need money. We don't need to be playing this game, but everybody is fucking playing it, so we have to play it. Because the only time when we can go back to the way things are supposed to be is if everyone in the world stops playing the game. And so long as there's 2 people playing the fucking game, we can't go back to what life used to be like. Now here's the thing. Here's the hardest thing for me to understand, for me to swallow, and for me to realize. This is not easy for myself, but shit. I'm responsible for my damn self, and I have more responsibilities than I thought, and I have neglected a lot of responsibilities. And it is my responsibility times 7.8 billion people. So that's the algorithm right there. The algorithm is that life is the responsibility of 7.8 billion people, and I am one of those people. Most of the time, like, I would think, all right, we have lawyers for this, we have doctors for this, we have mechanics for this, we have politicians for this, we have mayors for this, we have governors for this, we have presidents for this. But it was actually my responsibility. It's my responsibility to oversee those things, to oversee those governments, to oversee the mayors, to oversee the mechanics, to know about my car, to know about my health, to know about the laws. There's just so much responsibility that basically I'm responsible for my own life, for my own decisions, And also, the thing that sucks a little bit was that my generation was not really, they were not really, what is the thing that, this is all brand new, so you have to, this is all brand new, so that means you have to, it's coming out like magma. It has no form, it has no shape yet. There's no seed in it, and it's gonna take years to grow. But this is brand new thinking. So the generations before me, they were playing the game, but they didn't really. They were sleeping basically. They were just doing good. They were getting by. But right now in this time, it's almost like we're being audited. We're being audited by life, and there's no more sweeping things under the rug. You have to take responsibility for yourself. You have to create the life that you want to create, and no one is going to help you. No one has to help you. Everyone is trying to help themselves, and that is not wrong, because everybody is helping themselves. Some people help themselves more than others, and some people have groups that help each other out. If you do not have a group that helps you out in this life, that's your own responsibility. That's your own problem. And it's not, I wouldn't say necessarily that it's a problem. It's that you're choosing 1,000 you're choosing infinity. You are choosing infinity in this lifetime. All right. What the hell, man? All right, you are choosing infinity in this lifetime, which means you are constantly choosing, constantly making choices. And if you go to like this is all new. This is why it's hard to explain, because it's coming out fresh and brand new. This idea, this ideology, this theory, whatever you call it, this observation, this witness, from the time you wake up, that's a choice. The time you go to sleep is a choice. Your day is filled with choices, right? And you make those choices. Ultimately, you make those choices. You choose what to see. You choose when to take a break. You choose when to go to work. You choose to get a job. You choose not to get a job. You choose to take the day off. You choose to take the day easy. You choose to work hard. You choose this, you choose that, you choose that. When you're about 40 years old, probably, in middle age, all those choices get audited. And you have made choices for 40 years. You chose to do well in school. You chose to listen. You chose to do more in school. You chose to do the very least in school. You chose to be a badass. You chose to be a good person. Whatever you chose, and you constantly been choosing, and you are still choosing till you die. Every day you make choices. Every single fucking day, every second of the day you make choices. I made the choice to making this video and to speak this wisdom, so that people can listen. People can choose to listen to this, hear this, learn from this, or they could choose to ignore this and go watch something more entertaining. But ultimately, it's their choice, is not my choice. My choice was to make this video, and that's where it ends. Make this video. I'm doing this to make money, to be famous, to understand myself, to have a record of my life in this world, to share wisdom, even if it doesn't reach my lifetime, even if no one in my lifetime gives a crap about this. Maybe this can be used as education for the future, where the future people could realize how shitty our lives was, because we were not aware that we're infinity making choices. We're constantly making choices forever till we die. Every single thing is a choice. I decide what to eat. I decide how to make money, how much money I make. I decide to try this hard. I decide to try harder. I decide to try different. I decide this, I decide that. They're all choices that I make. And so far, the choices that I've made, I don't know, I'm not really sure if they benefited me, if they profited me, if I made any gain from them. Sometimes I feel like I did, sometimes I feel like they didn't. I chose to be Protestant and religious because I didn't think there was another choice. I thought that being atheist was evil because I was an observer, I was a witness, I was seeing people. I seen people that claimed to be atheists. I seen people that were Catholic. I seen people that were fake Christians and fake this and that. This is not about religion, by the way. But early in my life, I chose to dedicate my life to that shit, to being a good person. Now I'm coming out of that shell because it didn't benefit me to be a good person, because I realized that if you're a good, forgiving person, that doesn't translate as good and forgiving to other people. What that translate is a person that's you can easily shit on, you could easily take advantage of, and they'll forgive you. And you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and a person never gets tired of using you. So it wasn't working out. So I said, you know what, this shit is not benefiting me. And it made me realize a lot of but it did make me realize that people are pretty shitty in this world. Almost every single person is shitty in the world. Even people that are trying to be good are shitty. So it's in our nature to be shitty and bad towards people. But then, instead of hating those people, I was trying to get understanding of why we're shitty. And so I wrote a book on that, which probably will be available in the future. So yeah, to be honest, what this video was about manual labor. So how the hell did I get into the tangent of choices and all that stuff? Well, it might all make sense in the future. It's just that when you're telling a story, you need to, when I'm trying to tell a story or trying to paint a picture, you can't just paint the face of a person. You have to paint the background, you have to give a little timeline, a story, something so that a person can see what you're actually really talking about. Manual labor is so overvalued right now, but in reality, in the truth, your labor is only worth about 47 cents an hour. Physical labor with your hands and your feet and your arms and stuff like that. Physical labor that requires no thinking, very little thinking. That type of labor, unskilled labor that's more physically demanding than mentally demanding, is worth about 47 cents an hour. That's how much people will pay for physical labor. Every hour they'll give you 50 cents. That's what it's worth. Now, how is it that when you go to McDonald's, the cashier is making about $10, $11 an hour? They're making more than that 47 cents an hour. The reason why I say your manual labor is worth 47 cents an hour is because when you try to start your own business, you try to make money, and you work for yourself, you'll start to realize that you could only make about a 47 cents a damn hour. And you're working 16 hours a day just to make 10, 20 bucks or less. And you're just not making any money. And how is it that like Walmart and McDonald's can afford to pay a person 15 bucks an hour when you realize, you know what, they have to make so much damn money for to pay 20 people $10 an hour. Let's say McDonald's has 15 employees at any given hour. Or maybe 15 is too much. Let's just say 5 or 10. Let's say 10 just to make it easy. 10 people at $10 an hour. That means they need to make $100 an hour. Now, if you do the math, they have to sell $100 of more than $100 in product an hour. Plus, they have to pay for the shipping. They have to pay for the products, for the meat, for the bread, ingredients, and all that shit. You start doing the math and you say, hey man, these guys are barely making any damn money, and this is McDonald's, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Well, that's because they have investors. They have people investing in their stock, giving them money, and in reality, McDonald's not really making any money.